Hello everybody. Today we are making Banh Xeo, which is a Vietnamese crepe, and the batter consists of flour mixture with turmeric and coconut milk. And this was our second batch. We made it on a smaller pan. They look like big tacos, but just think of it as a crepe folded in half, filled with pork belly and prawns, and green onions. And it's called Banh Xeo because the xeo is the noise it's making while it's sizzling. Xeo, 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 xeo. So that's why they call it Banh Xeo. And it's yellow because of turmeric powder. A lot of people confuse this for an egg mixture. There's no egg in this mixture. And each region in Vietnam, they do it kind of differently. Like in this central Vietnam, it's smaller, different type of batter. Whereas in the south, bigger, different type of batter.
Listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Yo, listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle.
Let's prep our protein. We got a slab of pork belly here that we need to boil for about 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to rinse this off in cold water after about 10 to 15 minutes. Let it cool down, and we're going to slice it up. It's still going to be raw inside, and that's the point. And we're going to set aside. We're not going to use all of it here since there's only 2 of us for this batch. So I'm going to freeze the rest. Cut up about half a pound to a pound's worth of pork belly. And you can see it's still raw inside. And next we got our wild prawns here. Shell on, I got from the market. Just take the shell off, devein it, and this is our protein. We got some pork belly. You can use pork shoulder, pork loin, and these are some prawns. You can use shrimp. Next, we're going to make our nước mắm, aka fish sauce. You always need a good fish sauce with Banh Xeo. So let's do a 1/4 cup of fish sauce. And we're going to do another 1/4 cup of honey or sugar. And we'll be at 1/2 cup here. Then we're going to hit it with some water to 3/4 cup. And then we're going to make it 1 full cup. The rest with lime juice or vinegar. And boom, you got your nước chấm. Next, we're going to start on our batter. And you can find this package in the flour aisle. This is a Banh Xeo pre-pack. And it's basically flour and some tapioca flour pre-mixed. We're going to add some turmeric. And per the instructions, 750 milliliters of liquid. We're going to do 1 can of coconut milk. And then we're going to get it up to 750 with some water here. And this will be our batter. The turmeric is what makes it yellow. The instructions say use coconut milk or water. You can use club soda. You can use sparkling water. You can use beer to make it more crispy, but we didn't have any of that, so we're using coconut milk and water. And this is our first time using this pre-pack. And upon mixing it up, we found a little surprise. There was a packet of turmeric inside. Most of the instructions are in Vietnamese, so I didn't catch that. So we're adding a little bit more turmeric plus our own. So it's going to be a little bit more yellow, which is no problem. And then we're going to mix that up really well. Then we're going to add our sliced green onions, thick cut, just to give it some color, some texture within the batter. We can't have Banh Xeo without veggies, so we got all this from the farmer's market here. We got red head lettuce, cilantro, perilla leaves, and peppermint, all washed and clean and dried out, ready to rock. In our hex clad here, we're going to add some avocado oil or any high smoke point oil. And then we're going to start searing our protein. If you don't have a hex clad, I recommend using nonstick because everything else will not work. It will be a pain to cook if you don't have nonstick hex clad. Throw your protein in, a little bit of salt, and I like to cover it with the lid while it's searing because it's going to get messy. It's going to start exploding everywhere. It's going to get hot. You're on medium-high heat at all times for this cooking process. And that's the biggest lid we got. So make it work. After both sides are seared up, we're going to reposition the protein accordingly. And then we're going to add our batter in. And this is called Vietnamese crepes, not pancakes. So just a thin layer, just enough to cover the pan. Use the handle, get that batter all around. Be careful, it's hot, it's splattering, it's sailing, it's sizzling. Add a little bit more. This is the first one here, so as you guys know, it's going to get better as you go. First few are going to be shit. Yes, absolute shit. Alright, I didn't have a lid, so I used a salad bowl I had to cover for about 3 to 4 minutes. And look how beautiful that looks. The edges are crisping up. Still a little floppy. You don't want it too floppy. But you can hear that sound of greatness. And since this is the first few, I'm going to add a little bit more oil to the edges just to get this thing up to par. Look at that. So add a little bit more oil to the edges so it drips on the other side, and listen to that. You want to make sure you have everything ready in arm's reach when you get to this point. Add your bean sprouts right when you're ready to fold it so they don't get too soggy. That's how we like it. Boom, spatula, get your flipping. This is the first one that I've made in years. So as you can see, the prawns were on the folding section, so it didn't come out too pretty, but that's okay because we know it's going to taste good. Get a tray ready next so you can unload your crepes. Fire's still on, everything's hot, oil everywhere, but that's the price we pay for Banh Xeo. This is the second one that I made, and as you can see, it's much cleaner looking, well composed. Add your bean sprouts. And here's flip number 2. Still a little soft. You want it a little bit more crispy. A little floppy, but it's okay. This is the second one. The ones at the beginning of the video were way better. It was in a smaller pan. Again, you can use any size pan you want. This is the biggest one we had just to test it out. Usually this is how you see it served out here at restaurants and in Vietnam, in the southern region. But in some regions, they make it smaller, different type of batter. So you're going to find all sorts of characteristics throughout Vietnam. This is the most traditional one in southern Vietnam. And that's how it's served with all the veggies, some pickled carrots. And you remember that fish sauce earlier. We added some garlic sambal for some spice. And the time has come. It is time to eat. It is time to assemble. Grab all your lettuce and herbs. Your fish sauce, your pickles. And there are many ways to eat this, but I think the most traditional way is this lettuce wrap concoction here. So we have our lettuce on the bottom. We got all our herbs, our pickled carrots, and you just get a chunk. Get a chunk of this crepe. Get some shrimp, get some pork, get some batter, get some bean sprouts, and just wrap it up. Dip it in your fish sauce. OG Carl's Jr. commercial come through. Boom, look at that. Dripping everywhere. Enjoy it with your family. Thanks for watching. Banh Xeo. I love you all.